One of the frontline protester, Leung, a nickname that means dragon, represents a growing number of discontented Hong Kong youth, fueling a fast-changing protest movement that has taken a revolutionary cast. Leung spent his day working in a trading company and his nights facing off against the riot police. He declined to give his real name.
I don't have any confidence in both Chinese and Hong Kong government.
Under the one country, two systems formula, China promised Hong Kong that it would enjoy autonomy for 50 years after its handover from Britain in 1997. For young protesters born after the handover, that deadline will fall in the middle of their lives. Putting on body gear purchased from a motorbike shop, which include mask, helmet, as well as arm, body and leg protection in a small apartment in the Sam Shui Po neighborhood. Leung said he is ready for a night of protest that would become one of the most violent Hong Kong has seen up to now.
Our youngsters have nothing to lose. We have no big dependence on people and we have no properties. If we fail, we would pay with our lives.
The protesters and their supporters come from a broad cross-section of society, rich and poor, male and female, young and old, making the city a tinderbox that could ignite at any moment. The protesters speak in increasingly desperate terms, and violence has become widely accepted as a principle of resistance by many of them. On that Sunday afternoon, riot police rushed out and fired tear gas at the bustling street of Sam Shui Po and arrested some people. Rather than make a stand, the group of several hundred decided to evacuate as tear gas rounds boomed in the distance. Zawa! Shouted black-clad leaders in the crowd, exhorting the other protesters to run away in Cantonese. They then swiftly changed locations, their fluid movement becoming a steely and creative resistance to Chinese rule that has rattled the Communist Party. Be water has been the mantra of the protesters, a phrase borrowed from the Hong Kong movie star Bruce Lee, who used it to describe his kung fu philosophy. It is a call for flexibility and creativity, moving forward when there's an opportunity to press an advantage and flowing away when a strategic retreat is needed. Its latest manifestation has been the series of wildcat protests that have spread across the city in recent weeks. When police turn up in numbers at one protest, the activists engage them to tie up officers and then melt away to another neighborhood where they repeat the process.
Our protection gears cannot fight against the police's weapons. That's why we can only use flash mob to split the police's power, to make them feel tired and go back. This is all we can do.
While the movement clearly is being supported by established pro-democracy activists, one of the striking features of the recent protest has been the sight of activists like Leung, clad head to toe in black protective gear, rallying other protesters to move forward, or retreat, or set off to the next flash mob protest in another district. Unlike Occupy, which pushed for the rather lofty goal of universal suffrage, the extradition bill was more tangible, the protesters say, uniting those who had remained silent for years.
If you ask me, I can say any frontliner is scared. But are we afraid of being arrested or losing our homes? We are afraid of losing our home called Hong Kong.
Ferdy Petalio, UNTV News and Rescue, Hong Kong.